All right, we'll try one more time, see if it's still having the same sound issues. I'll wait till someone gets here to tell me it's still having the same sound issues. Let's see. Someone if you get here, I'm not showing any chat yet, and I'm not showing any comments yet. So I'll have to wait and see if someone shows up and if it's still doing the robot thing, because I'd like to figure out what's fucking on, but don't think it's gonna work. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to go to view on YouTube. A second, saying from view on YouTube. Let me see if I can hear myself. Second, saying from view on YouTube. Yeah, that's not an echo. That's a digitizing. That's just hear myself. Yeah, that's not an echo. The audio being digitized. Yeah, that's a digitizing. That's just yeah, that's something with the process, the sound processing. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do about that because that's not on my end. That's clearly on the end of stream. So nothing I can do there. Let me see. Audio. Interphone. Let's see if you can even hear me when I do this. Can you? Is it still digitizing? Is it still blah blah blah? Let's see. It is that bad. I just heard it a second ago. It's that bad. Let me see if it's still doing it. Hold on. Let me go over and listen to myself for a second. Well, it's a lot better. That's a lot better, I guess. Let's see if it's better for everybody. That's the internal microphone on my computer. So maybe my mic is bad here. Oh, no. I don't think the mic would call. My board might be going bad or something. Let me unplug my board and plug it back up. I think y'all can still hear me right now. Okay, I got that all unplugged. All right, we're having fun trying to problem solve here. Is that still better? But that's my internal microphone on my computer that's doing that. Let me switch it back over to the other microphone and see if it's still doing it. I unplugged my board and plugged it back in. Well, that's not what I want. I want audio. Okay. All right. Now let's see if it went back to stuttering and stammering. Okay. Let me hit live. Stuttering and stammering. I can't hear anything. I can't hear what I'm saying. Hit live. Stuttering and stammering. I can't hear anything. I can't hear what I'm saying. I'm saying hit live and stammering. Yeah, it's digitizing. It's can't hear anything. I can't hear what I'm saying. See the board. I guess we can use the internal microphone for now, and I'm going to have to get another soundboard because it sounds like this one is going kaputski. Let me unplug it. Of course, I won't be able to hear anything now. Now I don't. No point in having headphones on since I can't hear anything. But let me go over here. Let me go over here to the live chat and see if I can see if anybody's here after all of that. Is this watchable? Is the sound good enough that we can actually do this now, or is this shitty? Let me know. So let me know if that sounds all right. Sounds good. Now, if it sounds good, we'll just do that for a second. Let me hear myself again, just to be sure. I don't know if you'll all hear me talking double. Wait, why is it not making any sound? Oh, because I don't have. Fuck it, I unplugged my board. Hold on, I got to put this to internal speakers. Internal speakers. Double. Okay, now let me hear myself. Wait, why is it not making any sound? Oh, because I don't have.
Fuck it, I unplugged my board. Hold on, I got to put this to internal speakers. Internal speakers. Double.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, now
I think that's working. So let me get my chat
okay,
down.
well, it's not making any sound. Oh, because I don't have.
Let me get that stopped. And then let me get back over to the chat, and we'll pretend like none of this ever happened. I guess if this sounds good enough, it sounds all right. It just sounds a little hollow and echoey. But I'm going to have to get a new soundboard. It looks like, geez, I've only had this thing for, I don't know, 5 years. And I think I paid like $40 for it. So I'm going to have to do that, I guess. There's another expense. Yay. All right, let's get back to the chat over here. I don't know if I ever did my spiel because the sounded so bad, but like I say, if anybody's got any questions or topics for me, just put it in the live chat. Type at the Yankee Marshall with 1 L in Marshall. It'll pop a red balloon around it. I'll see it. If you want to do a super chat, you can do a super chat like Kevin Sanford did here, who did a super sticker. Those will definitely get answered. Those get priority because you donate to the Puppy/Veterans Fund, or the Pets and Vets Fund, as some people call it. And that also, every time you do a $5 or more super chat, or $4.99 if you're on iPhone, your name gets written on a figurative piece of paper, gets stuck in a figurative hat, and that's every time you do it, you get one entry. And then at the end of the month, we draw a friend. So, ta-da, you get to do that, I guess. But let me go on. I can't hear anything because I don't have any headphones on, so I can't hear myself talking. So that's irritating. I wonder if I can plug my headphones directly into my computer. Hold on. Let me see. I don't see a headphone jack. The fuck is that? Is that a headphone jack? Let me see if that's a headphone jack. Hold on. Come on, headphone. Let's see. I hope I'm not sticking this in something that isn't a headphone jack. If you see a spark and then I die out, someone call EMS. I don't like that, not being able to hear myself talking. And I still don't hear myself talking. Let me go over here to this and check the audio setting on that. Audio. That's not working, is it? I'm not getting any sound. So I'm going to have to deal without being able to hear myself talk, which I don't know if anyone's ever had any radio experience or anything. It's really difficult to do when you can't hear yourself talk. Let's go back over here to the chat. I'm going to unsub because of poor audio quality. I don't think you're gonna. I call your bluff. You have bad luck with tech. Yes, I do. Let's see here. I know there was a super chat. Oh, it was a super sticker from Kevin Sanford, and it was a pair doing I don't know what. A little dance, it looks like. Let's go over here. A Gypsy Bird Dog donated to the Puppy/Veterans Fund. It says, for the soundboard fund, can you desk pop your Bruin for me? If my internet holds out today and I have a camera, I could probably desktop the Bruin. It probably wouldn't be a problem. I have to find a 10mm round, which that shouldn't be a problem either. What are these right here? 10mm auto. I know you're all impressed that I could read that with my no glasses on. It is my Fort Scott ammo. I hate to shoot a good Fort Scott round, but yeah, who knows? Well, I'd rather shoot something hollow point into the sand. Hold on. Let me look for something hollow point real quick, because I got a lot of ammo over here in this drawer. I just don't know if I got any 10mm in here. And I'm really bad at being able to tell what ammo is. Just about 10mm auto hollow point right there. It looks like the stars are aligning today for us to do this, because there's a 10mm hollow point right there. Like first one I picked up. So we'll see. Robert Reynolds, which I do believe, like I said before, is the Sentry. Have you made a video on what is going on in Canada with Trudeau's gun confiscation order? I have not, because to be honest, I'm not Canadian and it doesn't affect me, and I don't understand their politics. So
10 millimeter PCC. It's that weird parliamentary politics crap, and I don't really have much of an understanding of it. Oops, what am I doing here? Oh, there's a green screen feature over here. The green screen feature uses a bit more computer resources than features. The more powerful your computer is, the better it'll perform. Well, my computer's fairly powerful. Can you still hear me? The internet crapped out over here. Robot roll call said, "Did your soundboard have dirt on Hillary Clinton?" I don't think so. I don't think it ever leaves the house, so I don't think it really knows anything. I think it might even be a liberal. So, it's hard to tell. Although I'm not saying Hillary Clinton wouldn't kill a liberal if they had dirt on her, because I do believe, yes, she would. Not herself. I don't think she's going around like getting guys in headlocks and killing them with her cankles or anything, or leg locks. But she'd have it done, I do believe. And can you all still hear and see me? Let me see. Let me get down to the... oops, I'm not getting any sound here. Hold on, I'm not getting a chat window. Let me go back over. This is just not working well today. Something's wrong today. Pop out chat. Let's reload the software, or reload the chat window. There we go. Yes, yeah, you can hear me. I'm sure the video sucks now because I'm on the other one, but glad you can hear me. Although we won't be able to do a super chat unless we get back onto the other internet service, which is back up already. So we'll try to get back over to it here in a second. Let me get back over here to the chat window. Your lights are on. Yes, I know. I was back here filming a video. I just did my video on the, and I know I'm going to say his name wrong, the Ahmaud Arbery. I know I'm going to say the name wrong, but I just did a video on that and how disappointing I find some of the aspects of it. That's why the lights are on. So I was doing that right up till I came over here. Let's see here. Let me get a drink here. I don't have a drink yet. And I'm running out of waters down here. I only got 2 left after this one. I got to get to the stove. Got to go to the stove. Catchjitsu.com says Taurus really seems to have improved lately. Have you see how nice the 3-inch stainless 7-shot multi-caliber 692? Once I put the rosewood Altamar grips on it, I also reviewed the 2 new RIA. I did see that once you put the grips on it, and it looked very nice. The only thing I don't like about them is I don't know why they put that printing on the cylinder. They do, but I don't know why. But I mean, that's not a big thing, little thing, but they look extremely nice. In some ways, I like the looks of them better than the Smith & Wessons. I love the way they do their powder, their matte finish. I like that better than the brushed of the Smith & Wesson. Put your mic in the sand bucket when you desk pop your brewing, please. No, I'm not shooting this mic. I'm going to make sure it's the board, I think. So I'm going to get a new soundboard eventually, I guess. Thanks for doing the chat, Yankee. Well, we were doing half a chat tonight because we ran out a lot of time. Lights are on in the background. Yes, I know. Like I said, I just finished a video. Did you see that the Black Rifle Coffee Company got caught up in the assault weapons ban in Canada? Well, I didn't see that because I haven't been paying attention to Black Rifle Coffee Company, because since they threw their lot in with the NRA, I've had no interest in them. I even quit buying their coffee. Went back to buying regular grocery store coffee. Jim Baker had a stroke. Too much or not enough silver, I guess. Computer powerful, but internet sucks. Yes. Oh, look, a thingy. Frozen chat. She had Seth Rich killed. Now, I don't believe that one. I'm not saying I don't believe like Epstein, maybe, but even then, I think that was someone more powerful even than the Clintons. But the Seth Rich thing, nah, I don't believe that. CZ97BD versus SIG P227. Well, I think they still make the 97BD, and I think they stopped making the 227, right? So I'd say the BD probably be the best bet, but I like the 227 better. I just like the ergonomics of it better, the feel of it better. Let's see here. I've got a 227. Oops, the thing just jumped. Let's see. I heard Canada accidentally banned Black Rifle coffee and airsoft guns. I don't know. Kids playing PUBG. I don't know what that is. That's a word for a channel. What's your favorite gun movie? I don't know of any movies about guns. New Henry video soon? Maybe. Thanks for answering. You are one of the channels that got me into finally looking into revolvers. The RIA 2-inch stainless 357 is good too. Been pocket carrying it some, a bit heavy. Well, anytime the gun's all stainless, it's going to be a little bit heavy. Because of COVID-19, there will be so many more people prepared for the zombie apocalypse. Yes, there will be. If they maintain. Does your significant other like guns as well? I'm really pretty much, me and my youngest son are the only two gun lovers and shooters in the family. Everyone in my house owns a gun, but we're the only like adamant fans of shooting. I'm looking for questions. It looks like we might be out already. How much does it actually cost to make a Kydex holster? What's their markup? I don't know how much it actually costs. I mean, you got to figure their time in for one. It'd probably be about $400 for me if you charge a minimum wage, because it would take me that long to make one. But well, you got the sheets of Kydex that they use, so the front and back sheet of Kydex, the hardware, stuff like that, and the time that it takes for them to do it. So I don't know how much that is total. COVID-19 makes you immune to COVID-20, which is the zombie outbreak virus. I don't think that's true at all. Do you think more gun manufacturers advertising on TV like Henry in the near future? I doubt it, because I don't think they're allowed to advertise a lot of stuff. I know it's entry level, but are the Walther Creeds any good other than sharing a name with a mediocre 90s band? They're not bad. Didn't they discontinue the Creed, though? I think they may have. But, I mean, they're not bad. They're not like the most refined gun ever, but they're definitely better than a pointy stick. Do more chrono vids, please. Your 357 in different barrel length versus 9mm was a nice reference. I've got one already filmed that I got to edit and put out. I just haven't edited. Well, I haven't filmed the voiceovers is what it is. I've got all the shooting footage and all the graphics with the information, etc. I just don't have the voiceover done. What are your thoughts on the new Zastava AKs? I don't really care, really, to be honest. I don't really know much about them. Picking up some items off Grab-A-Gun. Can't wait to get them. I've got some magazines coming from Grab-A-Gun. I needed some more 96 magazines since I'm carrying that now. What's for dinner? I don't know yet. I'm going to decide when I get in the house. If everyone's just already been snacking and everything and eating it, I'm not going to make any fucking dinner. Fuck them. The Creed is discontinued, but the stock hasn't gone away yet. Why so much hate for thumb safeties? I don't hate them. I just don't like them on carry guns. I just, unless they're a gun that has to have one, I don't like them when they gratuitously just slap them on a double action, single action gun that doesn't need them. So that's what I don't like about them. Thoughts on Beretta Cheetah? I love the Beretta Cheetah. I'm already down to the bottom of the chat window and no more questions. So looks like, is there any good mountain biking trails up there in Washington? Oh yeah, they're all over the fucking place. There's mountain biking trails. There's one that crosses my property, actually. I haven't ridden a bicycle in 10 years. I don't plan on starting now. Thoughts on a regular cheetah? You mean like the cat? I think they're cool. They're fast. De Blasio said no more protests, so that's settled. Yeah, well, I'm glad he has that authority. Given the state of things, how wrong did BLM get it by making everything about race and not about militarization? What? Oh, Black Lives Matter, making it about race and not militarization? I don't know. Did they make it all about race? I think a lot of times their detractors made it more about race than they did. And of course, then you got the hardcore Black Lives Matter people that would disagree that white lives matter, who are, in many ways just as bad. But I've never really critiqued the Black Lives Matter movement all that much because I'm not black, for one. I know a lot of people might think I am, but I am not. Have you converted your Beretta M9A3 to decocker only yet? Nah, I don't carry it. And I'm not going to carry it, so I haven't. Can we see your Hello Kitty shirt? Yeah, it's just a Kalashnikov Kitty shirt. See, just Kalashnikov Kitty. How necessary is owning a four-wheel drive vehicle up where you live? Pretty necessary. When it snows good up here. So, and it snows every winter. So, any interest in AK-47s? I mean, I like them, and I think everybody should have a couple, but I'm not a big giant fan of them, like on websites or someone. I met the guy that helped James Earl Jones buy and sell most of his 1,400 gun collection. He still has a blaster from Star Wars signed by James Earl Jones. I'd like to have that. You mentioned once that you have good home security. Do you have any trip mines or sentry guns as forms of home security? Well, trip mines would be fucking illegal. You're not allowed to set traps for people. That will end up putting you in jail for a very long time, even if it's on your private property. When are you going to lift your Chevy truck? Not gonna. It does fine as it is. I bought the NDZ grip plug for my Gen 5 Glock 17 and it sucks. Who makes the best grip plugs? I don't know. I haven't bought a Glock grip plug in years. Are $5 and up patrons still part of the friend thing? Yes, they are very much so still part of the friend thing. Let's see here. And that was the last comment. How much time we got? We got 15 minutes left, and that was the last comment. Lifted trucks are horrible. Yeah, they drive like lifted trucks. Nick R91, what veterans charity is the channel currently supporting or supporting next? Right now, I'm thinking it's going to be Canines for Warriors again, because I keep getting emails from them, and I haven't given them anything in months. So, thinking of them. Have you heard of HR 838? Firearm Policy Coalition is concerned about it. I haven't heard of it. Is that a federal, or is that of course, I don't often remember the actual, like the numbers of the bills unless I've done a lot with them. We'll try to see which one it is. The joint behavioral threats. Oh no, yeah, that's that one where they're trying to set up a United States Gestapo. That ain't going through. is not going to go through at all. If you notice, that was, when was it last introduced? 1/29/2019, and even since then, it hasn't even come out of committee or anything. So, yeah, that ain't going anywhere. I'm not wasting my time on that much. Oops, wait a second, I just missed something. Jonathan Kuhn, do you own a plate carrier or chest rig? If so, what's your setup? If not, why aren't you tactical when are you going to lift your truck? I do have a plate carrier and a chest rig, and I have soft body armor, and I have plate carriers, and I have soft body armor for my plate carrier. So I'm pretty well stocked in the body armor department. I got enough for me and someone else, maybe 2 other people, but so I had to decide which one of my family members I want to live. Any other gun channels you like, respect? Yes. Where did you get that shirt from? I got this shirt from someone a long time ago, and man, it is held up. I would say this is a well done shirt, because I've had this shirt for probably 7 or 8 years at least, and still in good condition. I see that Fieldcraft Survival and Garantham post a video shooting in Washougal. Okay. Bought a used Jeep Wrangler with 60,000 miles, had transmission, circuit board, and vacuum pump issues that were fixed under warranty. Think it's a lemon? Well, if they were fixed, for something to be a lemon, they'd have to have a problem 3 times in a certain amount of time. And if it's got 60,000 miles on it, that doesn't seem like it was something. Usually, if you get a lemon vehicle, they're relatively low mileage, because that all has to happen within the certain so many miles. What should be my next, in the warranty period, which is only like 36,000 on those. So if it's at 60, and all those things could have been under one thing. The circuit board could have caused a problem with the vacuum and the transmission. So let's see here. Crop or don't crop the doggos. I'm floppy ear for life. Never crop your dog's ears or tail. That would be like deciding whether we should cut your ears off when you were born. People do it for the looks, and I'm like, why would you mutilate a dog for looks? Where am I? What do you think about Texas Sheriff SWAT arrests at bar, violating quarantine, supported by peaceful open carriers? I think the cops made some arrests. Now, was it legal for them to make the arrest? Yeah. Did anybody react towards the police with violence? No. Did the police take any overly aggressive action towards the people? I didn't see any that I'm aware of. Do I agree with the order for people to stay home? Nope. But, there's a whole lot of different things there. Have you seen the Train to Busan? It's awesome. Yes, I saw Train to Busan in the theaters. What grain Fort Scott ammo do you use? I don't fucking know. Whatever it is they sell. I don't memorize it. It's really hard to remember on those all solid copper rounds. People that live northern Michigan choose locking differentials and severe service snow tires. Forget a lift kit. I'm not a big fan of lifts anyway. It just kills the handling. Get a supercharger for your Challenger. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Shorten my engine life by half. Who makes the 1911 hammer mod that you do? I don't know. I don't do a 1911 trigger hammer mod that I know of. So I don't know what you're talking about. I view cropping the same as declawing. It's abuse. Yes, I agree. Brad Snyder donated the Puppy / Veterans Fund and got himself registered to be a potential friend, as did FL Sheepdog 1, who asked the question about the Texas Sheriff SWAT. And they said, for the kitties. That's all they said. They had asked a question. How many rounds do you need to put through most revolvers before you need to replace parts what parts usually go first? I don't know. I've had revolvers that got, I know revolvers that have tens of thousands of rounds to them and never had a part replaced. So, but if you're talking like what parts tend to wear most on revolvers or which ones tend to break more, well, in older revolvers, the firing pin on the hammer tended to break quite often, and you had to fix that. It was real easy to do, luckily. That tended to be something that wore out. You know, there's not a lot that really goes bad on revolvers. The star can sometimes start to cause issues, and the hand can sometimes start to have issues, and those are timing issues. That's how they manifest themselves. But even that is thousands and thousands of rounds in usually, so not usually something most people ever face. American Gun Bunny did a short video making fun of you and 2 others. It's kind of stupid. Have you seen it? No, I don't even know who that is. Yankee Marshall, you messed my super chat. Let me pan back up. Oh, okay, I did miss it. Gigantopithecus donated to the Puppy / Veterans Fund and registered themselves to be a potential friend. 10 millimeter all metal carry gun with a red dot. Any ideas? 10 millimeter all metal carry gun? Well, I mean, unless you're going to look at those like EA Witnesses or stuff, which I don't know enough about to recommend. I'm going to say it'd probably have to be a 1911, I would guess. So get yourself like a 1911 Bruin or something and put a red dot on it. Or the Kodiak or something. All kinds of 1911s out there that are 10 millimeter. They're cut for red dots. So that would be my suggestion of 1911. The only other options I could think of would be like if you wanted to get like a SIG P220 and have it cut for a red dot. I don't know if they make one that's got a red dot on it or not. What's the teriyaki like sauce you put on your burger and steaks? It's dark like marinade. Looking for it on East Coast. Are you talking about Dale sauce that I like? I like Dale's sauce. Who made the 1911 hammer bod that you do? Still don't understand the question. You repeating it doesn't, without adding anything to it, doesn't make me understand what you're talking about. How available is 9mm where you live, or have you been out enough to tell? I had a ton of it at the gun shop the other day when I was there. So it can be too hard to find. Now I don't know about like, you know, that like super fucking cheap bargain basement ammo you'd get at like Cabela's or something. That's probably mostly gone, but I don't shoot that shit anyway. I don't care for that stuff. Saw your snap cap video. All the snap caps of similar quality. Is there a snap cap brand I should look into? I use the A-Zooms. I think that's what they're called. A-Zoom. Yeah, A-Zoom. That's what I use. They're usually the burgundy ones with the rubber connectors. Let's see here. Opinions. Where am I at? Remember the boomerang car antennas like on the limousines? Where can I get one? I don't know. I remember them, but I don't know where you get them. Now they've been replaced with like the shark fin antennas and stuff. How many rounds? I read that. I read that about American Gun Buddy. Don't know who it is still. Do you think 40,000 miles is a lot on a Harley Sportster? It is kind of, yeah. Motorcycles, especially Sportsters, don't usually tend to get that many miles. But you know, it depends. If someone lived on it, then it's not that bad. It depends. And what year the bike is. If it was like, if it's 2 years old, has any miles on it, I'd be weary of it. Have you read the book Unintended Consequences? No. I got a 3.55 electric, 355 electric locking axle and high-end low 44. 4x4. Why did I say 44? I just watched your night gun safe video posted 7+ years ago. Do you still have it and like it? I still have it. I like it. The only problem I have with it is mine is the early model. And if you leave it open, the battery goes dead on the safe because of the battery going dead because it doesn't time out the light on it. The newer models time out the light. The old ones didn't. That's the only problem I have with it. I do still have it. UFC tomorrow. Do you watch MMA fights, or is it beneath you? Why are you so against werewolves like Dan the Wolfman? Well, UFC is not below me. I think it's kind of cool sometimes. I think it's gotten to be a lot more theater than it used to be. I don't like that so much, but I don't want to see professional wrestling when I'm watching theater. I did see something the other day, but UFC related. I thought was very funny. It was a video of what's his name, Conor McGregor, the little guy, the little badass guy. He was mixing it up with the guy who played the Mountain on Game of Thrones. And Conor McGregor made the statement of like, that guy was trying to hit me hard, and I was going easy on him, and I had to let him in, let him know a couple of times, and blah blah blah. And I could have taken him down any time. And I watched the video, and I'm like, it looked to me like you were hitting hard. He wasn't reacting to you hitting him hard, and he was playing with you and could have squashed you at any time. And pretty much the reports of everybody that was there, including the person who filmed the video, was like, yeah, McGregor was acting kind of like a little bit of a dick halfway into it, and the Mountain guy was just going with the flow and could have crushed him at any moment. And I believe that in a minute. The guy, McGregor size of that Mountain guy, who is, like a world's strongest man, multi-title holder, would have just picked him up and wadded him up into a ball, thrown him away. Doesn't do anybody good to get someone in an arm bar if you can't unbend their arm. If they can just pick you up to keep their arm bent and then squish you like a bug. How many zebra cakes can you fit in your mouth at once? I don't eat zebra cakes. I'm not a big fan. Do you have any of your burritos with a bar stove? Nope. Underboob versus underbooty. What do you mean? Like, I don't think they can fight. I got a 92A1. Your chrono vids made me think 4.9 barrels, known to be a bit slow in case out of mil-spec ammo. Curious if newer 4.7 barrels shoot quicker. I highly doubt it. Would the M922 be a good intro gun for a young shooter to start off on? Depends on how young they are. If they're real young, I start them off with a rifle, and then when they get a little older, I move them to pistols, usually a revolver or something in 22, something that they can't go insane with when they start pulling the trigger. So depends on how young they are, how good they are with it. If you were going to carry a knife, whoops, I just lost something. I missed it. Where did it go? I saw that about the zebra cake. Oh, if you were going to carry a knife for self-defense, what type would you pick? Well, if I was going to carry a knife for self-defense, I would definitely want something fixed blade with a good grip on it. Well, we don't want a folder. I wouldn't want a switchblade either. I'd want a fixed blade. If I was carrying self-defense, I'd find a way to carry a fixed blade. Maybe a karambit or how you pronounce it, but it would definitely be something fixed. Are snap caps needed in a Smith & Wesson 642, 442? I'd use them. They're not required, but I would use them if you're going to, especially if you're going to do it a lot. Where am I? Did I read that where it says Corey Long said for the fur babies? I don't know if I read that or not. You donated to the Puppy/Veterans Fund to say that. My 22 long rifle snap caps actually warn against dry firing with those in the gun. How would your 22 long rifle snap caps warn you against using 22 long rifle snap caps? That doesn't make sense to me. That statement doesn't make sense. That's like saying, here's your sandwich. We recommend you not eat this sandwich. Why would you buy their product, a 22 snap cap, if it says on it, don't use it as a 22 snap cap? Why is John from Active Self-Protection such a douche nozzle? He's just a dick. That guy's just an asshole. And I always thought, maybe partly too, but after his appearance at the last gun rights policy conference, pretty much everyone walked away with that I spoke to about him personally, walked away with that had interactions with him, walked away thinking he's a fucking asshole. He's a dick. And I'm like, yeah, he's a fucking dick. Well, he's an ex-preacher and he's a propagandist and he's a profiteer. So fuck him. If he's ever got anything he wants to say to me, he can say it to me. He's called me shitty names before and stuff, and I don't care. Call me what he wants, say what he wants. I could outshoot him any day of the week. I could probably outfight him any day of the week, even as old as I am. So he doesn't frighten me in any way. He's one of those guys that went from knowing nothing about firearms to being an expert in no time whatsoever. He has no real world experience, no legal experience, no nothing. He's just a fear monger. Beretta's fine to dry fire a lot. Last time I put on orange earplug under the hammer, figured you can't hurt it unless it gets some plug flakes in the spot. They recommend you don't dry fire them a lot, but that's really outdated information, not taking into account snap caps. If you put a snap cap on them, you're fine. Here's a little thing though. Every time you finish dry firing a gun, like if you've been practicing that night doing your dry firing, always do the pencil test when you take the snap cap out at the end of the night, or when you take out anything, or when you just finish, to make sure your firing pin is still functioning. Now on mine, I don't have to do that now because mine does the little red laser dot. So if it doesn't do a red laser dot at the end, I'm like, oops, I broke my firing pin. But he certifies instructors now. If you give him money, he's all about the fucking money. That's all he's about, is money. He has no qualifications. He has no right to be qualifying anybody. He's a nobody. He is a no talent, no skill propagandist. Is a banana a good tool to stretch with? I don't know how you would stretch anything with a banana. Would you or never enough ammo win in a KY jelly wrestling match? I don't know. I'm not much of a wrestler. I've never been a wrestler, like in high school or college. He might be like a championship high school wrestler for all I know. Or he might just be a professional Jello wrestler. I don't know what he does in his off time. But I've never been much of a wrestler. If you take punching and if you take elbows, knees, and teeth out of the equation, I'm not that reliable. What is the pencil test? Well, if I had a pencil, I'd show you, but I don't think. Oh, I do have a pencil. Does it have an eraser? It's got a little bit of one. I can try it. Let's see here. I can actually show it to you. But let me switch over my internet so my camera picture's better. But hold on here. All right, let me switch my internet real quick, and then we'll be right back. All right, I do believe I'm back. Okay, let me know if I'm back and let me know if the picture's any better. See, am I back? Can you all see me, hear me? Pick is good. Okay, good. You are back. Okay, here we go. Just put a pencil down the barrel, hold it backwards so it rests against where the firing pin would be, and pull your trigger. See how that pencil jumped? If it doesn't jump, your firing pin's not coming out. And if you got a full racer on it, it'll often shoot out of the barrel. But let's try it one more time. See how you see it come out of the barrel? That means firing pin's coming forward. Let's see here. What time is it? Oh, we're a little over. I should be getting ready to do the gun pop, the desk pop. No, it's not a desk pop really, because I'm not even doing it from my desk anymore. I have to do it from behind me here. But let's do that real quick. Let's move my chair out of the way. Let's move my toy. Let's get a gun out. He wanted the Bruin. There's the Bruin right here. Okay. I don't have a magazine in it. Let me find a magazine. I'm going to go all the way over there and get a magazine. Hold on, I gotta go get a magazine. Don't have any 10mm ones over there. Found the right one. Get in the Karnick, Wilson Combat. All right, here we go. Like 1,000 magazines in that drawer, and I never can tell which one's freaking which. So, can y'all still hear me and see me? Is the bucket in the right place? Oh, it needs to go over, don't it? Where are we at? Hold on, let me scoot this over. And let me move the camera just a touch down. Okay. We ready? Spread my feet wide because I got sandals on. I don't want to shoot my toes. Okay. 3, 2, 1. There we go. 10 millimeter. Now I got to clean the damn thing. Set it back in there for now. I hope that showed well on camera. I guess I can take these off now. I really can't see myself. Do you train with your firearms or just go to the range? You know, I don't like the word train. Do you practice? If you practice, you're fine. And going to the range is practicing. Now, this stuff about people do these where they roll around on the fucking ground and play dress up and go, I'm going to run through the duck and shoot and run. And you're join the fucking military and learn it right. Will you do a video on Ahmaud Arbery? I did. And I don't know if it's, I think I pronounced his name wrong in it. I said, that's not my strong point. Anyone who watches my videos knows it's not my strong point. Ram Ranch, can we call you? I doubt it, because I doubt you know my phone number. If you know my phone number, text me. That's a better way to get a hold of me than call me. I don't answer my phone. I don't even have the ringer on my phone on ever. My phone is always on silent. Like if we go to the movies, I don't got to silence my phone, but it's always on silent. I'm afraid to check my text messages because I went down to town I actually took my phone with me yesterday. We went down to town for the first time in weeks. And suddenly I've got like 47 text messages that downloaded. And I'm like, okay, I'm not up for that today. What's your number? And I can text you. I'm not giving you my phone number. I don't even know who the fuck you are. Let's see here. Someone says, I came. I hope some people do. I'd hate to think that no one finishes anymore when they're watching my show. Let's see, how long have we been chatting here? We'll go a couple more minutes because we started late because of the back and forward, and we still got over 300 people watching. Let's see here. My boyfriend is longer and thicker than me. It's bad. Well, I would hope so. Hope you're well, unless it's two guys. But I was gonna say, I hope his penis is longer and thicker than your vagina. Corey Long, 2-part question. What comic book would you like to see made into a movie, and which one has been made already that you hate? I would like to see The Authority made into a movie. And one that's been made into a movie that I hate? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really hate any of them. Some of the X-Men movies, especially the earlier ones, I hated because I just don't like the way they portray their abilities. You know? But yeah, that's probably some of those really bad X-Men movie ones. And the Justice League ones, you know, they're not great, but yeah, I'm okay with them. That last Superman movie, the one where he killed Zod, I was just like, that movie was horrible from beginning to end, but that's not a team. That's just Superman. It was bad from beginning to end. Would you buy a Chiappa Rhino if they ever made it in 410? Well, probably, because I wouldn't have that one already. Where am I here? Oops, good Lord. Do you feel all these tactical firearms instructors are morons? Well, no, they're not all morons. They are all car salesmen in a way. So they're selling you on their classes, and they have to somehow make you think that there's a reason to take them. And they're enjoyable, and it's a skill that it's not bad to have. But if you sit down and actually say, how likely is this to affect my life? And the thing though that bothers me is the people who think that, hey, I took 2 classes from this guy or 4 classes. I'm ready to be a mercenary. If you aren't the type of person that practices weekly and regularly with your firearm, those classes alone aren't going to do shit for you. They just give you a good basis for you to go back out and do it again on your own, again and again and again and again and again. But so many people get into the mindset of like, I took this class and that class and this class, so now I am expert. No, not if you're not putting it to use afterwards. And here's the thing: someone who practices weekly, multiple times a week, 3 times a week, let's say, they familiarize themselves with their firearm, different shooting techniques, blah, 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 and they continually do that. I would trust them more than someone who has taken 100 classes but doesn't really put any of their own time into it. It's got to kind of be a combination of the two is best, so. Do you have a P.O. box to send stuff to? I do, but I don't remember what it is. I got into my first motorcycle accident last night, missed my turn, so turned down a steep hill, would have made it fine, but the road was gravel and I didn't know, so my back tire spun out. Yeah, I've done that before. Smith & Wesson has the 442 We the People edition now. Is everyone going to put this on their guns now? I don't know. I'll never really get into too much into those. There's some I like, some like engraved guns and stuff I really like, but most of them I'm just not. I don't really care that much about. The Smith & Wesson had an eagle engraved on one of theirs I really liked once. I can't remember what it looked like, though, but I remember liking it. Have you been to the English Pit shooting range? Yeah, a lot of my old videos are filmed there. John and a couple of his cronies tried telling me that feeling for your reset and trying not to let your trigger finger out all the way when shooting was a bad idea. What do you think? Well, they're just mimicking stuff they hear other instructors say. They're not really giving you any knowledge they learned or created. But in a bad situation, you're really not going to be shooting from your reset probably. But the thing about having a good short reset just means you don't short stroke your trigger. That's what's good about a short reset, because it eliminates that short stroking risk when you're under duress. But learning that good muscle memory of where your trigger resets, etc. You don't want to cut it too close because, like I say, you don't want to run the risk of short stroking in a bad situation. But so shooting from the reset is a relatively new concept that was put forward by a lot of instructors that really doesn't have a basis in any type of combat. I saw a YouTube video. Now I'm an uber tactical operator, AK Invincible. A lot of people think that. Which revolver do you feel most tactical when shooting? Oh, I don't know when I would feel tactical when shooting. It's not about the weapon. If you're tactical, you're tactical. It doesn't have anything to do with the weapon. You put any weapon in my hand, and I'm just as tactical as I am with any other weapon. Did you hear New York City band protesting? Yeah, that'll hold up. I'm trying to read some stuff here. Hold on something. Have you ever heard or watched John Lovell from Warrior Poet Society? I've heard the name Warrior Poet Society. I don't really know him or pay much attention to his whatever it is he does. I assume he's a poet. I'm not big into poetry. I never have been a big poetry fan. I've never seen people who just sit and read poetry. I mean, I can't knock it as an art form because, it's apparently a very popular and important art form. No less important than, I don't know, oil painting or something. But I just have never had any interest or received any pleasure from reading poetry. How do you feel about shooting airsoft for practicing cheaply? on like working on fundamentals, weapon handling, muscle memory, etc. Work fine. May we please see your AUG or an equally cool firearm? Okay, here's my Beretta. This is a Brigadier. It's equally as cool as an AUG. Easily, maybe even more so. It smells like gunpowder bad in here. I'm not saying I don't understand why. I'm just saying it does. It smells like gunpowder. Sounds kind of like sitting next to Mavis for a while. She often smells of sulfur. Let's see here. What time is it? We've only got a couple more minutes and then we'll be done. We've gotten our hour in. "'Tis not about poetry. He just loves history." Well, I'm not the biggest history buff either. I mean, I like to know, I do like history. Like, I love to sit and watch, like, I get stuck on those stupid fucking documentaries and stuff on TV all the time. But, I'm not like a historiophile or whatever you want to call them, people who just want to know everything about history. "Do you think that black jogger was murder or was he shot in a self-defense situation?" Well, here's what I think about that, and I'll cover this in my video tomorrow. I don't think you can say self-defense if you initiate the situation. And do I agree with their story? No, because their story doesn't hold up. As I was reading their story, the first red flag to me was the whole, he fit the description. To me, that is a red flag because most anyone with any knowledge knows that that is a blanket term that law enforcement like to use, whether it's true or not, whenever they want to harass someone but don't have legal justification to do so. So that set off a red flag in my head. But still, if everything else would have matched up, I'd have been like, well, the story kind of tracks. Story doesn't track. They said, oh, he fit the description of someone that was involved in a string of break-ins in their neighborhood. There have been no break-ins in their neighborhood this year. There's been only one theft in their neighborhood this year, and it was from them. That father and son, they left an unsecured firearm in their unlocked truck for an undisclosed amount of time, possibly days, and it disappeared. They did not see who took it. There was no video evidence of who took it. There were no witnesses to who took it. So if that's the only theft in the neighborhood and there are no witnesses, well, what description does he fit? And then the only defense for that, it was someone said, well, we had some video of a construction site where someone who fits the description of that gentleman, which means, I guess, black, stopped and looked at the site, looked around suspiciously, and then went on. And I'm like, how do you look around suspiciously? And if stopping at a building site and looking is suspicious, then I'm a very suspicious person because I am very into like home building, etc. That's something that interests me, floor plans, etc. Using your space. So I often stop and look if a new home is being built, especially back in my old neighborhood. I would stop, go through it, walk around. If the bones were up already, I'd walk through, try to figure out the floor plan. Did that a lot. So nothing they said made me think that there was any need to pursue anybody. Also, the district attorney who said, oh, well, they were well within their rights because they were, when you're pursuing a criminal suspect, I'm like, dude, well, two things have to be happening for that to be valid. For one, there has to have been a crime. And two, there has to be reasonable belief that they were involved in that crime for them to be suspect. And neither of those things happened. There was no crime, so there's no reasonable belief that they were suspect. So they weren't chasing a criminal suspect. They were chasing someone they didn't like being in their neighborhood. And then that's what happened. Also, they had a neighbor follow them recording it. That sounds to me like people were setting up an ambush and thought they might get some of the, social justice footage that they could put on the internet. So not buying their story, to be honest. They'll get their day in court and we'll see what happens. But as far as my own personal belief, no. And could that redheaded motherfucker, the son, Travis, or could there be a more fucking redneck name? And I'm not saying this in any way to denote his guilt or innocence, but could he look any more like the poster boy for the inbred, ignorant, racist jackass that he does? I mean, he could tattoo a rebel flag on his forehead and he wouldn't look any more like the poster child. Both sides were ignorant. Really? How was running down the street ignorant? And according to the reports, he was running down the street, jogging. He's wearing jogging clothes. They pursued him in their truck. He actually turned around, and if you read the whole police report, they pursued him in the truck, caught up to him, blocked his way. He actually altered his course to avoid them. They chased after him again. They blocked the way. They got out of the car with guns and then confronted him. They're like, he went for the dude's gun. If someone's pointing a fucking gun at me and I'm unarmed, the only chance I got is to try to get the gun away from them. You can fucking believe I'm doing try to take their gun. So that's not a mistake on his part. That's pretty much the only option he had. What was he supposed to do? Turn his back when someone's threatening with a gun and get shot in the back? Especially if you're a black man, happens a lot. Yeah, don't believe in him at all. I don't believe in their story. Their story doesn't make sense. There was no string of crimes. That was proven right off the bat, so that was wiped out. So, yeah. Let's see here. And what's this with how come no one's talking about the guy who actually did the shooting? People are trying to find, like, you know, the criminal history of the black guy. Well, he was arrested once for shoplifting, which a lot of people have shoplifted. I don't really think people don't think that deserves an execution. And two, he got in trouble for carrying a firearm underage, possession of a firearm while a minor. Things like a lot of people in the gun community would support him on that. They'd rally around him. So I don't understand why they're trying to condemn him. They're not talking about that inbred looking motherfucker, Travis. What about his background? Has he ever been involved in a violent issue before? Has he ever attacked one before? I don't see anybody in the gun community wanting that information. Guns and BBQ said, my father was pulled over in New York because he looks like me, according to the officer, except he is my stepdad and is Native American descent, and I'm of European descent. Well, why would they pull him over? Because he looked like you. Oh, he looked like they thought he was you, I guess. But I thought maybe looking like you is a crime. Like, it's so fucking ugly, it's a crime. We're pulling you over. A young black dude with a gun, it's a big deal. He didn't have a gun. He was unarmed. So I don't see where that's coming from. When did Yankee turn such a race vulture? How is this a race vulture? I wouldn't care if he was white. If they did that, chased him down, shot him, and he wasn't committing a crime, I'd be like, no, you don't get to fucking do that. Especially some ex-cop asshole who somehow feels he has the authority to play judge and jury on someone. That's got nothing to do with race. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, both sides ignorant. What did he do was ignorant? What did the guy who was jogging down the street do that was ignorant, other than try to fight back when someone confronted him with a gun? I don't understand your point. In fact, defend your point, or I'll ban you from my channel for racism, because I hate the fucking people that are using bullshit to defend these guys. Unarmed for sure. Yes, unarmed for sure. The police report says he was unarmed. And even people are circulating stories like, oh, he's jogging, huh? Why was he jogging in cutoff jeans and work boots and blah, 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 like he wasn't. According to the police report, he was wearing, I think it was a tank top or a t-shirt, running shorts, and athletic shoes. That's not anything near the story people are spinning to try to defend those guys. Their story doesn't make sense. They killed someone who didn't commit a crime. They went after someone for suspicion of a crime when no crime had even been committed. So don't see how their story holds any water. If he was white, it wouldn't be covered by the media. If he was white, those two guys would have been in jail immediately, I believe. The Good Old Boy Network wouldn't have been protecting them. Christopher Bates donated to the Puppy/Veterans Fund, did not ask a question, though, or make a statement. Let's see here. If you come at me with a gun and I am unarmed, I'm going to try to take your gun if I have a chance. Yeah, anyone's going to. It's not like you can outrun people in a truck or a bullet. And he'd already tried to avoid them once, and they came back after him again. They showed no indication that they were not coming for him. Who would you use to get, what sources would you use to get an appraisal on a firearm? I had our insurance adjuster appraise. Generally, what they'll do, unless it's like a collector's item, when it was because it was a collector's item, the insurance company sent someone with expertise in that fact, in that category, to appraise the weapons I have in my security box. So they handled it. But if it's just regular guns and you're trying to appraise them for a insurance, you figure out what they would cost to replace them new. Don't use retail, because if you put retail on there, they're not going to give you retail. They will actually have someone sit down and look up the best price they can find online, and that's what they'll pay you. So it's best to go with a replacement value, a good idea of replacement value, because the less reason you give them to think you're overpricing them, the better. But replacement value is, you just look up how much it costs to buy that gun at the time of the loss. Let's see here. Father on CNN tonight. Chris Cuomo promised the father justice. The McMichael. Oh, you mean the father of the guy shot? Well, justice is what they should get, and that doesn't mean lynch the people that did it or anything like that. It means they should get their day in court. There's definitely no reason these two guys shouldn't have been arrested. And the fact that once the state, the GBI stepped in, they were like, yeah, these guys should have been arrested, and did so hours after taking control. That tells you something. Did you enjoy being a police officer more, or did you enjoy being a psychologist more? Psychologist by far. Police officer is a very boring fucking job. This is what happens when you have the LE carve outs for all LEs. They still think even after they retire. Yeah, they think they're still above the law after they retire. Won't be the last time police do this, no. That was their excuse for stopping him. By my license was revoked. Oh, okay. Guns and Barbecue said they stopped because his license was revoked and they said he looked like him. Yeah, I don't think he looked like you. I've told people before, I got pulled over one time and harassed in Georgia, and the officer used the you fit the description, and your car fits the description of a vehicle that was fleeing a crime earlier this evening. And after they harassed me for 20 minutes and they figured out, dude, I'm not putting up with this fucking bullshit. He decided to just, Glory, we'll go about your way, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, either fucking arrest me now or leave me the fuck alone. And he decided to leave me alone. And I didn't let it go. I pursued it. I was like, what description did we fit? What bulletin was out last night that we fit the description of for a white car like mine and with a white male in it, blah, blah, blah. There was none. There was nothing. They could produce nothing. When I threatened to sue them, I got apology letters and the sergeant calling me and the chief of police calling me and apologizing, and I'm like, yeah, because it's fucking bullshit. Thoughts on the Wilson Combat Trigger Conversion Reduction Unit? I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I did do the Langdon Tactical Trigger Bar swap on my gun last night, and man, it's so much better now. So much fucking better now. I don't know why I waited so long to put it on there, because it is so much better now. Where was I? I think I've got everything answered. Let's see here. What is the biggest difference you see in law enforcement now versus when you were a police officer? Well, a lot of people who followed me for a long time know that I almost went back into law enforcement not too long ago. I actually interviewed with some local agencies. And part of it was to see, just to see how things are. Part of it was just to prove to myself I could still physically do it at the time. And I did. I finished in like the top 10%, even though most everybody else there was 18 and I was in my 40s. And finished in the top 3 people on the test out of thousands of people. But just want to prove I still do it. But the interviews, when I first went through the process, it was, what is the law? Do you know the law? How would you react to the law? Blah, blah, blah. Do you, what would you do in this situation and that situation? And the situation's always garnered around doing the right thing under the law, de-escalating, etc., not escalating situations. This time, almost every fucking question was about, well, what would you do if you're riding with your sergeant he backs over someone's dog. And he like, oh, I know whose dog this is. I'll take care of it. Don't bother reporting it or anything. Would you make a report to your sergeant who he's, you know, or would you go to his superiors, or would you just let him handle it? And also questions like, what would you do if you suspected this officer was involved in blah, blah, blah? What would you do? How would you handle it? It was like every question was geared around, do you know how to keep your mouth shut? And do you know how not to make waves, etc.? So I was just really disappointed in that. How hard is trigger bar install the first time? I just did Langdon's number 14 hammer spring, which is a polished Wilson spring, and that already made trigger great. It is literally like a 3-minute install. All you do is you take off your grip, you take out that little spring that holds it up, which is just something you take out with your fingers. You don't even have a tool or anything. Then you just slide the trigger bar, the old one out, slide the new one in, put the spring back, put the grip back on, and then it should work perfectly. If it doesn't, if your hammer doesn't fall, that means you need to take a little bit off the over travel stop on the underside of the gun. And I think I have a picture of that. Hold on, I'll show you the picture. Let's see here. And to show you how easy that is, you just take a file to, can you see my cursor? You see that little nub that sticks out? You just flatten the front of that little nub down a little bit with a file, put it back in, and just repeat that process until now the trigger falls perfectly. When you pull the trigger to the rear slowly, that the hammer falls perfectly. And once you do that, you're done. It literally took me about 3 minutes to do the whole thing last night. And I did have to file a little bit off. I have a video about it coming out. Will probably be Monday, but we'll see. Maybe Sunday, but maybe Monday. Well, no, I don't know. But that's how easy it is. It is one of the easiest fucking things you can do. You don't even need tools. The only tool you need is to unscrew the grips off the gun. No tools for anything else. It's a toolless installation unless you have to do that filing, and then you just need a file. Where was I? I think we're done. We are done for the day. So thanks to everyone for coming and sticking with us through that first part where things weren't working right. I guess I'm going to have to buy a new soundboard, but let's look and make sure we're still connected. So thanks. And like I said, if you want to see some of the ridiculous people defending the what's their names again, McMichael's people, go over to Instagram and check out Military Arms Channel's Instagram feed, and he's got a picture there about the guys being arrested, and look at some of the people defending them in there and the things they're saying with misinformation. And one guy even said, "Oh, when I watched that video, what I saw was a black guy chasing down two guys in his truck and then attacking them, and then they shot him." I'm like, really? That's what you saw? Maybe you should try taking your hood off before you watch next time, because those of us that are watching it not through eye holes cut in a sheet can see a little bit different. Yeah, go over and read that thread. It's saddening. It's depressingly sad. And in fact, 3/4 of those people I just banned instantly. So I don't see how Tim puts up with them without banning them. I would ban them instantly. I wouldn't want them on my channel or my channel associated with them. And some people might say, well, it's censorship. No, it's not. They don't have a right to speak on my channel. It's not a violation of their First Amendment right. People are like, oh, it's a violation of their First Amendment. No, it's not. They don't have any right to speak on my channel or in my house. And I don't want to be associated with them, so they'd be gone. That's just the way I look at it. Let's see here. If they want to have a say, start their own channel. But thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for everything you all do to support the channel. I know I'm going to lose subs today and tomorrow for the video, for saying this now and for putting the video out tomorrow. There will be some people like, I think you're innocent and he deserved it and I can't watch your channel anymore because I can't stand when anyone contradicts anything I think. So fuck you. Get the fuck off. Or out. And here's the thing. My only question or my only request of the people who do that today and tomorrow, just leave. Don't feel the need to post on a video that you're leaving or make a scene and throw your hand to your forehead and swoon as you're talking about how you don't like it. Just fucking go. Nobody will miss you. Just go. You're obviously not adding much to the conversation, so just go. But like I said, thanks everyone for coming. Thanks for everything you guys do. It's the things you do that make it possible for me to do the things I do. So I do appreciate it. Just want everyone to know that. And I feel like we should be doing something today. I feel like we should be reading like a TYM Triple P person, but that's not Sunday. It feels like Sunday to me though, because I mowed the yard today. That's why it feels like Sunday. So thanks everybody. We will see you all again. What is today? Today's Friday. So tomorrow's Saturday. I'll probably do a chat tomorrow. Depends. I got to go over to my sister's. Whenever I get back, I'll do a chat. But keep your eyes open for a chat tomorrow. And until then, I will see y'all later. I did the desk pop already. Someone said desk pop, but we already did it.